Oh, hello there. So I thought I'd bring you another rant about how good Awesomenauts is. The last one was after playing the game for an hour or so, but this one is going to be after playing the game for multiple hours with each character. They're all good. I'll get to that later. In the background will be some gameplay of mine. While I've played a lot, I am not the best at said playing yet. A lot of people have a lot more skill at this game than I do, and that's just fine. I have to emphasize that this game is very much a MOBA. You are not just trying to win it by going after enemy kills. You have to kill bots and you have to push lanes. Once you're down a couple towers, it can be hard to make a comeback. With that said, I think I love it despite being a MOBA, and not because of it. It goes away from the basic formula enough to drag me in. Those elements dragged in from Dota are just something on the side, where the real enjoyment comes from fighting with all of the superb characters. I would love it if they just put some other non-MOBA modes sometime in the future, maybe like capture the flag, deathmatch, that kind of thing. Those characters I just mentioned for a quick second, I'll mention them some more. They are befitting of the game's title. They're seriously all awesome. Even with the casual racism involved sometime, Leon's theme song still makes me laugh every time I hear it, and that's just character selection. In terms of actual gameplay, each character is unique in the role that they play. In fact, I may do a separate video about all the characters. That's to come. They are generally pretty balanced too. Leon was pretty broken before with his crit or something, but he's been fixed since last Friday. You'll still see a lot of posts about saying so and so is OP, and maybe when it comes down to the numbers, the players are correct, but everything in the game can be countered, and in the end it really comes down to player skill. The maps play a huge role in the game too. There are 3 of them and they matter. 2 of them have 2 big lanes and include environmental hazards. A giant worm is one of them, and some kind of giant green creature that spits on you. They're both really painful. The worm will actually just eat you if you're near it, and it's activated by someone pressing a button. And that's pretty cool. The 3rd map only has 1 lane. 1 major lane, and then it splits into 2 once you've killed the first tower. But that 1 lane you start with encourages everyone to be in one big team fight. Of course, the team fights aren't that big, as the game plays 3v3, which seems perfect so far actually. I don't think more players would add anything to the experience unless dramatically bigger maps were made, and still it would be the same thing. 3v3 is a great map size for this game. I did say last video that the game has had a lot less complexity than something like LoL. While I was right about that, the game still does have some complexity. You pick out your options before entering a game, and you'll still always have options inside the game that you can use to adapt to your team or your enemy's team. I also stated in my last video that it's easier to make a comeback. I was kind of wrong with that declaration. If you're actually being pounded the whole game and being killed a lot, you're probably gonna lose. What the game does have going for it, however, is that most games aren't like that. Most games are not usually that one-sided. The majority of the time, you'll have a pretty even fight, and that's good. And even if you do get pounded like that, you can expect that it won't be over in more than 20 minutes. 20 minutes is the average game time for this game, and that's just great. I cannot stress enough how good that time is compared to League of Legends or Dota when you're looking for a casual experience. As for how the game could be improved, I can really think of different modes that would really help it. I mentioned that already. Different modes would really make this game great. Not that it isn't already, it is currently awesome. If they don't want to do that, just a couple more maps might be great, and heroes which are actually coming. There are 2 more heroes at least that are coming, and they are going to be completely free if you already own the game, so we have that, and that's great. The only real criticism I have is that they put in a damn prestige system. It's kind of out of the way, but I don't know why they would do this. I'm not going to get into depth about why prestige systems are bad, and they aren't always, but in short, there is no reason why a casual game like Awesomenauts needs a prestige system. It goes completely against everything that it should be. But you know, that's beside the point. It's one tiny flaw in an otherwise great game. If you don't already own Awesomenauts, I cannot recommend it enough for you. I can almost guarantee you'll get hours and hours of enjoyment out of it at the mild price of $10. Anyway, that's all for now. I think I'm gonna leave you with Leon's theme song. Extra hilarious if you can understand French. I'll see you next time.
Haha, it's moi, Léon, Charmeleon.
Est-ce que ne rien pas? Ah oui, mon cœur, c'est vrai. Qu'est-ce que ça, qu'est-ce que c'est? Donnez-moi ton argent, donnez-moi ton fromage. Je donne tout mon amour et je allume ton chauffage. Charmeleon, est-ce que ne rien pas?